Ready? Bet. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining me for yet another episode. Oh my goodness. Listen. This is one of those episodes that it's been long awaited. You know what I'm saying? Got my dog right here. Got my homeboy, Micah G, a.k.a. BlackPaulPhoenix, a.k.a. the best rapper in South Carolina. And, you know, I really been vibing with him. Shit. How long we been cool?
Sure, man. If a kid was born the day we started being cool, they're probably getting married tomorrow.
But yeah, I met this dude in 10th grade, and you know, when the music thing started to come up, I was like, hey, you know, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that. Obviously, he kept going, I stopped. Fast forward now, I got podcasts, YouTube, he has music, which is doing very well, by the way. So I'm like, hey man, we gotta get you on the podcast, and we finally got it together. So I'm gonna let him introduce himself, even though I already did.
No, it's all good. Yep, my name is BlackPaulPhoenix, songwriter, rapper, sometime part-time producer. And it is actually a pleasure to be here.
Yes.
Like, I'm not even trying to be weird right now, but I'm just an overall fan of the show. I watch every single episode. And I like what you got going on. And it's about damn time we're here.
Yeah, it is.
Definitely happy.
So, you know, I like to, you know, I don't want to sound weird, but I like to set the mood, you know what I'm saying? And usually what sets the mood is when you're drinking something that you like. Now, see, you don't drink alcohol anymore. No. Now, if you watched the last video with me and John Murray, we had shit. What was that shit called? Black Velvet. It was, I don't get whiskey, bourbon, rum. I call all that shit brown. Same as everybody in Charleston, which is where I'm at.
That liquid regret.
I'm trying to tell you. And then, you know, tequila, vodka, and what's the next one?
Tequila, vodka,
the white liquors.
Gin.
Tequila, vodka, and gin, all white. But anyway, so we were both sipping on some decaf iced coffee. You know what I'm saying? He got his cup down there. But we're going to jump right into it. So one thing that a lot of people, you know, a lot of people love, a lot of people can't live without. Music. You see what I'm saying? In some way, shape, form, or fashion, you watching this, everybody you know, and everybody who exists, music plays a part in the way they either operate, the way they used to operate. It has a pull on your emotions. It just basically is a part of life, right? You know, some people, you know, you listen to music, you get goosebumps and shit. I am one of these people. You know what I'm saying? Like, if I find me a good beat tape, I listen to that shit. Man, listen. Yeah, I'll listen to music all day long. So, you're no stranger to music.
No.
Obviously. What got you into music? You see what I'm saying?
Well, essentially what got me into music was actually other forms of media. Began with hearing music in movies, hearing music before you watch like a basketball game or some shit like that. And also my parents. You know, my parents pretty much laid down the foundation of what I listened to, artists, compositions, keys, notes, stuff like that. And then from there, it transitioned over into my own interpretation of all that. Starting off with listening to a lot of, you know, household names such as Erykah Badu.
She's my wife, ex-wife.
I was about to say.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Listening to people like her. Because my mom is older. She was pretty much in her 20s in the late 70s, early 80s. Jesus, seriously. So she introduced me to a lot of artists. Oh, and don't forget Anita Baker. Anita Baker is the GOAT in my opinion.
If I didn't get if I wouldn't get a copyright strike, I would have all of that shit playing under this. It would be, listen, I'm trying to tell you. Because, you know, singers nowadays, I'm gonna jump in right quick. Singers nowadays, you know, I call them talk singers, right? They know you man, this talk singing bullshit. But back in like the 90s and more specifically the 80s, you had to actually be good at what you did. You had to know how to sing. You know what I'm saying? Ain't even no auto-tune. Like auto-tune was used for like the beat itself or some shit like that. And then you got motherfuckers like T-Pain like, I wonder what that would sound on my voice. And then, but anyway, yeah, so she definitely has very good musical taste. So it makes sense as to why your music is as good as it is because of the influences that you had back in the G.
Yeah, most definitely. And I definitely got to thank my dad for introducing hip hop and rap to me. The very first CD that he ever, or not CD, cassette tape, because we talking about late 90s, early 2000s, right?
Fucking old.
The first ever tidbit of music that he gave me and was like, go listen to that, was actually Run DMC.
Right.
And just hearing their break beats, hearing how they would enunciate the words, flows and stuff like that, it just really started to kickstart that sense of this is what hip hop is, and fast forward a few years, this is how I want to approach it myself.
So break beats, you mean like break dancing and shit?
Yeah, break beats is obviously a term, but if you listen to beats, especially in the mid to late 80s, a break beat basically obviously consists of you can break dance to it, but a break beat because there is literally, because see, back then that was before 808s was ever invented. The actual frequency of a break beat when it comes to the bass itself is actually called an 806.
For real?
Yes.
I never knew that.
The term 808 comes from the frequency of a bass, not the, and obviously there's a sound that's correlated with that. Break beats, literally, what happens is the technology, the actual analog recorders that they used back then, once the bass would reach a certain threshold, it would break off because it couldn't sustain that sound while you actually being able to, hear whoever's singing or rapping on it has to say as well.
Right.
So, and that's called a musical limiter. Once you put that on a beat, once that bass reaches a certain threshold of sound, it's either going to break or it's going to fold. Basses that fold are 808s. Beats or basses that break, 806s.
Okay, because you were in orchestra, right?
Yes.
In high school. Right.
Yeah, I was in an orchestra in high school. I actually started playing the viola when I was probably like 9 or 10.
Are you still good at it?
Not the viola. Fingers too fat, y'all. I try to do that shit.
Fingers fat.
Fingers be hitting about 3 different strings at the same time, sounding jokey.
Yeah, if I was to try to do that shit, I would probably run through the shit because I got these sausage hands. Like, if I slap you, skin coming off.
Yeah.
I'm slapping childhood memories out your head.
Try to tell you.
And
anyway. But interestingly enough, I actually learned how to play the cello right after that because my first orchestra teacher, Mrs. Cross, she was like, I'm gonna be honest with you, the way your hands are bigger than just about everybody else in here. You might need to either play bass or cello.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, I ain't playing no. So I switched over to cello.
Yeah.
And that was great because it showed me how to read sheet music and transpose, which that is essentially the actual writing of particular notes and, as a composition to, make music, and that definitely plays a role in how I think of music and ideas that I give when I'm in the studio working with a producer. Okay.
So now that we got that, because you pretty much laid the groundwork for what got you interested in music to begin with. So let me ask you this, because I personally don't know. I've known you for a millennia, and I personally don't know the shit. What was the pivotal point that made you want to make music for yourself? You see what I'm saying? Like, because I know Big Crit. Big Crit is one of my favorite rappers of all time. Favorite artists of all time. His backstory was he was a producer first, and then he started, in Mississippi. He was selling beats, but they weren't selling. So he's like, fuck, I can't, let me try this rapping shit. Come to find out he's pretty fucking good at it. Now he's doing his own thing. You got cats like Master P. They wanted to make a way out the hood and started selling shit out the trunk of the car. Out the trunk of the car. Let me tell you something. If you, an entrepreneur of any kind, whether you are actually doing it or you have some type of aspirations to become it, or whatever level you at, if you are not following Master P on Instagram, something wrong with you.
He's very motivating.
I'm trying to tell you.
Very.
Like, whenever he comes out with a different product or some shit like that, and he be like, we gotta put ourselves out there, you heard me? And then, because that Louisiana shit. I'm trying to tell you, like, hey, listen, shout out to Master P for doing the things he's been doing. I've been following this cat since he came on Instagram. It's definitely refreshing to hear stuff like that. But anyway, so what was the pivotal point I fucked up to made you wanted to make music?
Ironically enough, it was like a perfect storm.
We like those.
It was a series of about three things that conjoined made me want to sit down and start writing and creating my own music. One, I started off with my neighbor. I had a neighbor. This was when I was like 17, 18 years old. I had a neighbor, and he's what I would consider to be a hip hop head. And I ended up meeting him through my mom, and we would sit down and we would talk about rap and shit like that, and all I would do is just regurgitate everything my dad taught me, And I remember him and I was like talking about certain aspects of hip hop, and he was like, bruh, you know a lot of things, man. Like, do you rap? And I remember telling him no, and this little thing in the back of my head made me feel kind of whack for saying that. Like, what do you mean you don't fucking rap? You know all of this stuff.
Yeah.
So that's one thing. Two, my dad actually was like feeding me so many different albums and stuff like that.
Right.
I want to say when I was like 16, 17, I went up to New Jersey and for the summer. And when I was with him, I think I probably listened to like, not even lying, I think I listened to like 50 albums.
50 out? God damn.
When I was up there, because, my dad has a man cave type shit.
Right.
And when you walk in there, obviously you got the TV right here. Mm-hmm. Collecting dust. So I'm gonna do is work and sleep. Shout out to Michael. Shout out to that boy.
You know what I mean?
But yeah, so like,
what will beat you?
But in his man cave, he got the TV right here. But on the far left side, he's got a record player. Mm-hmm. Vinyls and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then he has an entire shelf that starts from the left side and goes to the door of just albums. And when my man would be at work, go ahead and Pink Panther my ass up them stairs, go up in there. What do I feel like listening to today? Graduation, College Dropout, The Blueprint, Kanye and 2,
Jay-Z,
The Brat. I would listen to her. Obviously Run DMC. I even listened to Will Smith's first album.
Yeah. Fuck it.
I mean, title track, keep my wife name, you know what I mean?
Keep my wife's name out your fucking mouth, bitch. And then he slaps him.
Talk about my dude had that Peyton Manning follow through.
He damn sure did. You can tell shit real. If a motherfucker slap you and this is their like last position, he like notice the left hand. I ain't did shit with this hand but brace myself. This motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
That boy slapped him for a first down.
I ain't gonna lie. You fucking slap me, you getting slammed. And then I can box you.
Yeah.
Then I can make another joke about your wife. Because I don't give a shit. Make sure to follow the podcast on the handle that podcast on Instagram. I keep forgetting to say that shit. Listen, Stop what you're doing. If you're watching this video, stop what you're doing. Minimize the screen. You still like when you click the home screen, iPhone, Galaxy, don't matter. The little screen gonna come down to a little box on the left. We still down here, right? Go to Instagram. Follow the podcast. Handle that podcast on Instagram. Follow me, Abdul_Aesthetics, Instagram. Follow this man, BlackPaulPhoenix Official. BlackPaulPhoenix Official.
All one word.
All one word. Speaking of which, let's talk about that. So, since you have your influences. All right, bet. I want to make music. You start making music. Why BlackPaulPhoenix? Because you were Micah G at one point in time.
I was.
Right.
And in a lot of ways I still am.
Yeah.
But BlackPaulPhoenix, in my opinion, is a better name that represents who I am as an artist. Mm-hmm. But, on a lighter side, it started because of a friend of mine, Lush Carter. Shout out to that boy.
Follow that boy on Instagram.
I posted a picture, and obviously, I got a little bit of hair up. Yeah,
I would take my head off, but I have a bald spot, and it's half my head. So continue.
Yeah, I mean,
I'm hurt.
Like, you got a bald spot, but you balling in your spot. That's it. That's all that matters. But yeah, so it's like I put up a picture and had a little high top fade on them boy. And he hit me up and he was like, "Bro, you are the Black Paul Phoenix. Paul Phoenix is a character from Tekken. Mm-hmm. Whoop yeah." But
got hammers for fists.
And so when he said that to me, I was like, I do look like that. And that's when I stitched a picture, put it with that picture, reposted it. And then he just kept calling me that. Paul Phoenix, Black Paul Phoenix, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And then it just stuck. And then I started to realize that name actually works. Because what is a phoenix? A phoenix is essentially a mythological bird that rises from the ashes after being counted out, after going through the BS, so to speak, mm-hmm. and you find a way to fly and shine on them. But that's me. Mm-hmm. And it's almost as though it's like no matter what I go through, no matter how people feel about me, positive or negative, no matter what aspects of life come my way, I'm still going to find a way to fly through that, get through that, and shine. Mm-hmm. So that's where that name comes from.
So the Phoenix, so it actually represents who you are as a person, mm-hmm. in both life and in music.
Yes.
So when you bring those two together, you got Black Paul Phoenix. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just saying it, listen, I'm not just saying this shit because this motherfucker's on my podcast. When I tell you this motherfucker makes some of the best music I've ever heard, oh, trust me, I can play his shit on the podcast and not get a copyright strike because I know him.
Yeah.
So we're going to be playing a lot of that boy music on this thing here.
I will slap the taste out of BMI's mouth.
Try to tell you, bro. Try to tell you. BMI, you going to get jumped. You getting ankle stomp, head box. Like, imagine getting jumped and one dude boxing you in your head and the other dude just stepping on your ankles and then they just leave.
Yeah, I mean,
like, you're going to be looking like a fucking motherfuckers from Family Guy where they got their hand behind their back when they fall. Yeah. You looking stupid as shit.
Yeah, you got BMI and you got an ass cap, but your ass can get capped.
You ain't got to be a Marvel superhero to get
capped in America.
Thank you.
That's good. That's good.
I'm trying to tell you.
Oh God.
So it's like a lot of people want to be musical. Like, okay, let's break it down from top to bottom, right? Because we got to go back into touch on a little bit more of the uprising in the music. So a lot of people want to be rappers, right? Then you have fewer people that want to be singers. Then you have fewer people that want to be artists. Because if you think about it, a rapper in and of itself is an artist, right? But you got rappers, singers, and artists. This man is an artist. So you go through more struggles, in my opinion, you go through more struggles than singers and rappers because your music is basically a combination of all three of those things.
Yes.
So in your opinion, doesn't have to be a certain, level. What would you say is some of the some of the more aggressive struggles of being an artist? It could be being an artist in the South, or more specifically being an artist in South Carolina, or just being an artist in general. In your humble opinion.
Well, in my humble opinion, the biggest struggle of being an artist is learning how to stop protecting your art.
I'm gonna need you to dive deeper into that one.
Like, at the end of the day, man, there's so many people out there, and I used to lie to myself. Mm-hmm. I used to lie to myself and say, oh, well, I'm not going to be too different because I'm not going to be accepted, and I'm not going to do all the things that I want to do because people won't like it, and I have to sound like little this and sound like this guy and sound like this. No, you don't. Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. The biggest struggle of being an artist is figuring out and learning that you have to stop protecting your art. Because I'm going to be honest with you, when you are an artist, you are essentially a person that doesn't create the same piece twice. That is the thing that makes an artist an artist. Mm-hmm. There isn't really a formula when it comes to your art. There isn't like a manufacturer type approach to it. That particular mood on that particular day with these things and those aspects all combined on that special day at that time is the thing that allowed you to create this one piece.
Gotcha.
And that is translatable to painting, singing and instrumentation and so many different, aspects of art itself.
Right.
But when you are an artist, you have to stop being scared to be you. Because there are I feel like us as people, especially artists, as Erykah Badu said, we're sensitive about
shit.
Exactly. And you got to stop being like that. You have to, because people don't really hate your art nearly as much as you think they do. There is a lot of people out there that will appreciate you being willing to be you. Mm-hmm. And you have to focus on them instead of focusing on what this one or two people got to say over here and all that dumb stuff. And that's what I mean by that.
Okay. So that makes perfect sense. Because it's like, one thing that'll stop a lot of motherfuckers is, pretty much what you said, the fear of people not liking it. Mm-hmm. It's like, bruh, I make YouTube videos, I make podcast videos, I make TikTok videos. Follow me on TikTok at AbdulAesthetics, all one word. I make all of that shit. And one thing you definitely got to get over is the fact that not everybody's going to like your shit. Not everybody's going to like you. And we live in this era where it's like, motherfuckers will dislike you because they dislike either what you do or dislike what you say. Or they'll just disagree with you. It's like, oh wow, I disagree with this person. Now fuck this person. I want him to die. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, bruh, like you think about the shit that's going on with the passing of Kevin Samuels. It's like, you just got people relishing in this motherfucker's death. And I'm like, bruh, are you serious? But that's a different podcast for a different time. So
I will say this though, as a interjection. Yes, we definitely live in a day and age where people take things to the extreme if they don't agree with you. Mm-hmm. But simultaneously, we live in a day and age where there's people that are literally dying, waiting to live vicariously through that one person, two people, so forth and so on, that are actually willing to just be themselves regardless.
Right.
There's so many people out there that, like let's take Andre 3000.
Gotcha.
He dresses the way he dresses. He raps the way he raps. He is the way he is. Mm-hmm. And some people, like, it's not easy as a black man being willing to put on some of the clothes that he would put on. And present himself the way that he does.
Right.
You have to be a certain type of person, aka you have to be him. Mm-hmm. Him being himself is the thing that has garnered him the most respect, and it also his technical ability. But being yourself will always pay off in the end. And it's just all about what you focus on. It's all about what you focus on. Mm-hmm. obviously there's going to be people. There's people that look at others, individuals that are a lot cooler than you, that are a lot richer than you, that are a lot better off than you are, that are essentially where you would like to be at, and they still find reasons to not like them. In other words, there is no escape from frivolous criticism.
No.
And so you have to ask yourself a very simple question. Why do I do blank? Why do I do it? Do you do it to be liked? Do you do it to be loved? Do you do it to be respected? Or do you do it to be happy? Those aspects are also different, yet correlated and the same with each other. If you are making something, doing something, it doesn't matter what it is. If there's something that has caught your soul to the point to where you're like, I feel this when I'm doing that, and I feel this when I'm not, I'm gonna be honest with you. What Bob Jim got to say on Twitter means shit. Because they're not around when you lay your head down at night.
No.
They're not.
No.
So that, in my opinion, is the hardest aspect of being an artist. You have to essentially convince yourself that the world doesn't hate you as much as you think they do.
Right. You know what I mean? Because motherfuckers do be thinking, it's like you think too highly of yourself in the moment. It's like, you know, these people aren't near you when you go to bed. But what is near you is the regret that you didn't do what the fuck you wanted to do because of these people. You gotta sleep with that shit. You gotta eat with that shit. You gotta ride around with that shit. You gotta live life with that shit. And it's like, I said this on TikTok a couple days ago about, you know, I have a disdain for working a 9-to-5 job. Here's the thing. There's nothing wrong with working a 9-to-5 job. This is just a personal thing for me. It's not me, right? I just got too much, I got talent oozing out of me. And then, you know, I feel like everybody is coming into this transitional phase to where you at that fork in the road. You either gonna keep doing what the fuck you've been doing and keep getting what the fuck you had, or you gonna bust this left and go here and do shit you've never fucking done before and see what the fuck else is out there. You know what I'm saying? So I said this in a video where I was referencing me not wanting to work a 9-to-5 job anymore. You have to understand something. You are at a position in your life to where you will get so much further when you don't care how stupid you may look. It is the most ABC 1, 2, 3 bubblegum shit you will ever hear.
Yes.
Think about it. This is why I don't believe in insecurities anymore. Right? This is why I don't believe, because an insecurity in its most base form is the way you think people perceive the things you do through your eyes. You think, because you think you look stupid doing this shit, you think everybody else thinks that shit. It's completely inaccurate. Most people don't give a fuck because they worrying about their own insecurities. Yes. So you are not that important to these people for them to be like, let me stop what I'm doing and judge what this motherfucker's doing. If it doesn't directly affect them, 98.7% of people don't give a shit.
Yeah, they really don't.
They really don't give a fuck. You see what I'm saying? Which can definitely be applied to anything in life. But for the sake of argument, it can definitely be applied to music. Because, think about it. Right now, if you think of a rapper, you think of a Lil this, baby that, motherfuckers talking about killing each other, shooting each other, you know, fucking bitches, getting money and doing this, that, and the third, and all of that dumb shit. But when you hear somebody actually speak motivational things in the music, they speak knowledgeable things in the music, they talk about, you know, overcoming struggle, overcoming adversity, without talking about all of that dumb shit, that's looked at as weird. That's looked at as corny. Or as motherfuckers like to say, if you talk proper, if you're black and you talk proper, you know, you're talking white. If you use big words, you're talking white. Like, you know, everything positive about speech, language, and entertainment, if you do it in a good, proper way, it's seen as trying to be a white person. That's bullshit.
It really
That's
is.
fucking bullshit. And motherfuckers literally grow up being indoctrinated by that bullshit. It's like, bruh, like, hey, like I said, different story for another time. We come back top of that day, but right now, so So you how many projects do you have out right now?
Oh man, I would say honestly a solid 2.
2?
Yes, solid 2 projects. Obviously that's going to change.
Mm-hmm.
There's certain parameters that have taken place throughout, time that have played a role in me being able to put music out at the quality in which I want to put it out, at the rate that I want to put it out with. But as of right now, we got 2 solid projects. Last project I dropped was Area Mine, last August actually, and I was really proud of that project because sometimes you have to do something just to get the monkey off your back.
Yes.
And that's very important as a person, regardless of whatever field that you're in, because like I said, when nobody's around, bruh, you are telling yourself certain things.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll put money on the fact that whatever you tell yourself, whoever's viewing this, whatever you tell yourself when nobody's around is probably some bullshit. And that project was about me telling that stupid voice, I'm done.
Shut the fuck up.
It's time.
It is.
I don't care how weird these songs sound. I don't care how different it is. I don't care how many people listen to me. I don't care about this. I don't care about that. I need to do something for me.
Yeah.
Reestablish my own artistic investment into wanting to be successful.
Yes.
And that is exactly what that project represented and still represents to this day, actually.
Mm-hmm.
So as of right now, yes, 2 projects.
2 projects. So pretty powerful fucking words. So, do you have a favorite song?
Like I've ever made? Or on the...
Yeah, fuck it. Let's go with that.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Honestly, my favorite song that I've ever made is Quasar.
Really?
Yes. Quasar, in my opinion, is like it's the perfect blend of everything that makes up who I am as an artist.
Right.
It's so left field, yet understandable. The intro to the song itself starts off with a string quartet, play viola and cello. Transitions into this this high cut, strong reoccurring bass line. You know what I mean? It's tough. And then, the hook itself, you know what I mean? When I see a goal, I gotta get it. Focus on my infinite and not the limit. You know what I mean? He's probably gonna slide that up.
I am.
So it's like, bro, that is definitely my favorite song. Like, that is a song that gave me a little window, little light at the end of the tunnel of what I could be. Every artist, every YouTuber has I leveled up after this song or this video.
Yes, sir.
You will be making like this level of videos for like, I don't know, however long you did them. And then all of a sudden you will make this one video and you'll be like, damn, transitions was raw. What I did that day was raw. How I spoke was great. All them little boxes just get checked off. And then you compare that video to the other ones and you subconsciously tell yourself, yeah, I ain't never going back.
No, hell no.
The goal is to do this again and again
Yes,
and
sir.
again.
Yes, sir.
Almost like you in the NBA or NFL or whatever. Everybody, college football is perfect because every Heisman winner has that Heisman moment or that Heisman game.
Yeah.
Where it's like, oh yeah, give it to him.
Yeah.
Because it's like that game was that statement game that is going to forever set the precedent for his name and legacy forever.
Going forward.
Robert Griffin III winning the Heisman playing for Baylor. Asked the University of Oklahoma. When that boy... trying to tell you, that boy, I think it was like 30 and 14 or something like that. It was crazy. Talk about the right guard. The right guard completely missed the block. Defensive end comes swooping through. The running back was like, uh-oh. Tried to chop him. What is it? Nah. Started chasing him. He's right-handed now. This is the offensive line right here. That boy turned this way. Get away from him. Turns his body and just throws that thing. I'm talking about he threw it so hard and so high that the camera was like, oh, where's the ball?
He
just threw it out the frame.
Couldn't keep up with it.
And all of a sudden, Robert Griffin out there. I was like, yeah. He got the Heisman. But anyways, yeah. Quasar is definitely my Heisman moment for me. Because it was just a perfect storm of all of the different components that make up who I am as an artist, just being on full on display.
Right.
And also for my producer, Curry Sauce.
Shout out to that boy.
Bruh. If I could boil Curry Sauce down to one word that perfectly describes him, the word catalyst. He has been a catalyst for me. On some chemistry class type shit. It's like me being able to work with a producer that could just take the idea that I have and just make it real. You'd be surprised just how empowering that is as an artist. I don't have to go on YouTube and type in Drake type beats.
Motherfuckers used to do that shit back in the day, boy. That shit was a struggle.
Boy, I got this little guy that, you know what I mean? Pressing me over. That shit was over. I'm about to write this song.
Drake type beat. That's how it's gonna be too.
Yeah, I mean,
when somebody's singing in the background with a high pitched voice.
yeah.
Some shit like that.
I missed your call the other day, but it was all good. Anyways, bro. So you don't have to be any other person except you.
Yes.
And like I said, Quasar is just the perfect storm of everything that makes up who I am. And my goal ever since I made that song, let's keep that going. Yes.
Okay. So one last thing. What is coming? So how should I say this? What's coming out in the future? Like, what are you both looking forward to, like immediately, and what can people expect? Because this ain't gonna be your last time on the podcast. I'm serious.
Yeah, this is definitely the beginning of something great.
Because I'll beat you.
But as of right now, I just got my head down working. And I'm working on the alternate aspect of being an artist. How you present yourself.
Imagery.
What do people look at? What do people view?
Because you only get one chance to make a first impression.
Yes.
After that, yeah.
Most definitely. And so, I dropped my single Night Ride. That's out on all platforms. All one word, Night Ride. Y'all got it. But anyways, I dropped that. As of right now, I'm working on a music video. I had a photo shoot for it. And then I'm just going to keep this going.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of see, as another sports reference, I see me at this point, I feel like I'm in the middle of a game and it's like the first drive.
Yeah.
And I was able to go 5 for 5, throwing the ball for a touchdown. That's cool, but it's just the first quarter. You have to do it again, and you have to do it again, and you have to do it again. And obviously that's one hurdle that I've had to get over as a music artist. You know this, knowing me personally.
Yeah.
And in my opinion, that is the ultimate hurdle. Getting over yourself.
Right.
Stop taking yourself so seriously. Stop thinking that you are Kanye. Stop thinking you are anybody but you. And relish in the fact that you are who you are, and it's time to show the world. And that's where my mind is at right now. In my opinion, I have the music writing part down pat.
Yes.
I can sit down and write a song. I can sit down and take this, record that.
I try to make a clean snap. These snaps sound like some shit. There we go.
You know what I mean? I can do that. But one thing that is going to pleasantly surprise a lot of people is how I present myself and how I can, like in situations like these, show the world exactly who I am. And then from there, let the chips fall where they may. But yeah, I'm working on that. And the thing that I'm focused on the second half of your question, is consistency. Consistency.
It's going to set you apart from a lot of people.
Yes. Consistency is the key, and the door is your dreams. That's how it's going to get opened, and that's how you're going to be able to walk through. I'm not stopping.
Nah.
I don't really have any reason to stop.
Yeah.
And it's only up from here. And situations like these is, this is a snapshot in life.
Yeah.
We're going to look back on it and be like, remember that, dog?
I'm glad I fucking did that.
You know what I mean?
It was a little weird at first, but you know what I mean? But yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that's me.
That's word. Okay, so that brings me to what I think, if you're watching this far, if you know anything about interviews, podcasts, when you're interviewing musical artists, you know what I'm about to ask them now, right? You know what I'm about to ask you. Huh?
No.
Need you to spit something.
Oh, word.
Word. All right, yeah. So get your shit situated. All right, so you know what I'm saying? Handle that podcast. We're wrapping it up, but before we go, I gotta get him to spit some bars. You know what I'm saying? Just to show y'all exactly what the fuck we doing around here. That boy gave me that weird look, like fuck. You know what I mean? So without further ado, I'm gonna just step back and let him do what he gotta do.
Hell yeah. That boy want me to rap some.
Rap some.
But all right, so check it. So I don't ever run from problems. I just face them, hate them, used to, arms open, embrace them. Chasing your dreams is like climbing up a glacier. I'm so high I could take you on a space tour. Up like a bay door. Give me all the Bulbasaurs. I don't give a fuck if you peek at me. I just sip the liquor, then I snap like celery. Ketamine? Nah, weed or not at all. Stick to the green so I feel down to earth. I can feel the energy. Swarming like bees are the enemy. My only enemy is knowing that I'm in the sea. Going with the flow so I never ride waves. I'ma keep swimming till a nigga get paid. Bet on myself with my own chips. Middle of the table is all that I have. You can keep your attitude because my closet got fits. Drawing like I'm sketching. I am not forgetting any of the knowledge that I learned from my inner circle. Life is full of hurdles, so I gotta stay jumping on to another level. My granny would call me a rebel. I don't want to bezel. I just want to feel so incredible. Life is like an edible. Let it consume you till you feel like you will never land.
Need I say more?
Like,
Yeah, I'm saying something slight, but look at it, man. Like I said, I've known this cat for so long, and it's like, also like I said, we all at that fork in the road, man. And when you realize that you're making the right choice by busting that left and seeing shit you've never seen before, doing things you've never done before, this is the one of the results that comes about of that. But we gon', because we could literally keep this shit going for hours and hours. You know what I'm saying? I can talk to this motherfucker for hours at a time. But we're gonna leave it right there. Listen, make sure you follow the podcast. Handle that podcast on Instagram. I keep wanting to say Abdul Understhetics. Abdul _ Aesthetics Instagram. BlackPaulPhoenix Official Instagram. Abdul Aesthetics on one word. TikTok. Do not go to my Facebook. But yeah, with that being said, man, hope y'all enjoyed this video. Make sure to like, share, comment, and subscribe. Everybody stay groovy, stay cool, and above all else, hell,
make that money too.
yeah, I mean, and
I know he usually get the last word, but I'm just going to you feel me. So yeah. But yeah, I appreciate it, bro. Cause like I said, this is my first ever podcast interview.
Yes.
What you call it? You did me a favor. I appreciate it. That's why you're a real one. I'm not going to give you anything except a foot in your gullet.
You ain't gonna touch me.
But anyways, thank you.
Yeah.
I am a huge fan of the Handle That podcast. Keep that shit up, bro.
You already
Seriously. Because obviously this is your form of art.
Yes.
And like I said, bro, people don't really hate you as much as you think they do.
Shit.
So
Motherfuckers want to. I ain't gonna say that.
it's a rat like Saran.
It's damn. I'll tell you something. I can't think of anything clever, so fuck it.